What is going on, everybody? hrfalcons22 back here again, doing another episode of Straight Shooting with hrfalcons22 intro scene, which I don't have. I've never even edited or considered making an intro scene. I don't know. Maybe just could be it would take too much effort on my part, and I've got a fucking life, which explains why I've been off YouTube for freaking ever right now. God, I've been off for probably like another 3 months or something, just another like 3 month vacation that I allowed myself. Finished up my semester. I've got one semester left here at South Carolina, and then graduating, going on to do who the hell knows what. I don't really know, but that's why I have dip, so I don't have to think about it, and I can forget about my worries for a while. So, welcome to another episode. Hope you all are doing well and ready to throw in a fatty with me. Let's go ahead and get started. A lot of interesting stuff to talk to you guys about today. A lot of interesting stuff that has happened in the world. A lot of interesting stuff as far as current events go. And I have some pretty goddamn entertaining stories for you all. So I hope you are ready to listen to me ramble about that shit. Cheers. All right. So where do we start? Where in God's name do we start? Football. Where the fuck is my spittoon? Oh, we got a high-class spittoon here, boys. A Fiji water bottle. This water, I swear to God, I can tell the difference. I think I went over this in one of my previous videos, but honest to God, I can tell the difference between like this water and Dasani. Dasani tastes like metallic, and same with Aquafina, because they both come from municipal water sources, whereas this, Fiji water fell as rain over hundreds of years. After filtering through volcanic rock, our water collected in an artesian aquifer deep within the earth. Make it sound like the aquifer is a artisan, like a human person, like the aquifer is fucking there caring for the water, like, This natural process added silica, a mineral that contributes to Fiji water's unique, soft mouthfeel. Sounds seductive. Anyways, they make for great spittoons. So, let's go ahead and get started. On what? Football. Because the Denver Broncos, my beloved Broncos, lost to the Seahawks, or not the Seahawks, the fucking Colts last night. We lost to the Seahawks in the Super Bowl last year, and honest to God, I think the same thing would have happened this year. As much as I want to root for Peyton Manning, I don't think he's got that much left in him. He might have a season or two. I wouldn't be surprised to see him leave after this season. His accuracy has just been horrid. It has been god-awful. It's been like watching a retarded person try and throw footballs. And I mean that in the least pejorative way possible, but Manning is not able to throw the ball the way he once was, the way that made him Peyton Manning. He's not able to play like that anymore. I appreciate the fact that he's a strong leader, and I appreciate the moral support that he provides, but we should have put Osweiler in instead, with Manning really struggling as he was, which I don't think he was struggling that bad. It's just if you know that Peyton doesn't do well in the cold, which he's proven time and again, he's won, one time in Foxborough, in the cold against the Pats, he doesn't do well in the cold. So I feel granted, Osweiler went to ASU. There's no way he goes from playing football in the goddamn desert heat in Tempe to coming out and doing well for the Broncos. But you still have to give the dude a shot. I mean, sooner or later, Peyton's going to have to be put out to pasture, and Osweiler is going to have to take up the reins. So I just would have liked to see us get Osweiler some reps in there. But we lost this year. We fucking suck. My hometown, we don't suck. We still made it pretty far. But I'm used to football teams losing at my football teams losing at this point, because as everybody knows, South Carolina was dog shit this year. And apparently we've had 2 or 3 4-star recruits decommit. They're just saying, yeah, F this, I'm going somewhere else. I don't blame him one bit. I personally think that Spurrier isn't going to last that long either. He's probably got 2 or 3 years left in him. Honestly, I thought he was going to go to Florida. I really did. But then, who the fuck is... McElwain. McElwain ended up down there instead. Shout out to my boy Jelm, playing football for Colorado State. He and his boys went to Vegas, and yeah, they lost in a bowl game to Utah. But still, he got to play under McElwain, and he said he was a great coach and everything. So, sad to see him leave CSU. So, as far as football goes, as far as predictions go, number 1, the national championship is tonight. And I don't really know what to expect. I don't know who I want to pick Ohio State, but I feel like they're just too traditional. And against a team like Oregon, You can be anything but traditional. Ohio State just conjures up images, like watching them play, it just brings to mind images of like good old fashioned Midwestern football or whatever. Whereas like Oregon is this like cutting edge, like Apple. They're like the Ivan Drago of college football. They've got like the most state of the art shit. That's actually a great comparison. Ohio State is like Rocky in this case, because I'm sure like Ohio State, they probably train by like punching slabs of meat or something. I don't fucking know. But they're going up against Oregon, which has long been known as like cutting edge, like super sick uniforms, super awesome facilities, fast players. Just like they almost seem like they were genetically designed to be the fastest, most elite football players ever. And for whatever reason, they haven't pulled out a national championship until potentially tonight. So I'm going to have to go with Oregon, really. As much as I would like to root for Ohio State, I think that Oregon is just too fast. They run a play every 20 seconds. And I just feel like Ohio State isn't conditioned. It's probably too little conditioning too late for a team like Ohio State to be able to hang with Oregon. So, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. Next topic. Shout out, actually, fuck, my mouth is dry right now. So quick shout out to, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but his first name is Dylan, Dylan Reich, and he messaged me, just DM'd me on Twitter, probably a week or so back, and I'll just read it for you right now, because judging by his questions, it seems like a lot of people who watch my videos might get something out of this, or maybe they had the same question, or something like that. So I'm just gonna read it off real quick. My name is Dylan, and I'm a sophomore at the University of Iowa. I'm in the College of Business, and was just wondering what your recommendation would be for studying finance abroad. I've seen a few of your videos, and you seem like you've got your head on straight. Thanks, I fucking try. In terms of partying / getting laid, but you also seem on top of getting what little work is done to be successful abroad. So what semester should I go abroad, and where should I go? Cheers. Dylan Reich, Park Ridge, Illinois. Okay, so pretty much what I said back to Dylan and what I figured I would address for this video is study abroad. How did I study abroad? How did I afford it? Where did I go? What did I do? How did I afford that shit? So here's like a quick and dirty breakdown, and I'm happy to go into more specific details for you. If you DM me on Twitter or something like that. But the quick and dirty of it, as far as how to study abroad, the way I did it was our business school here at the University of South Carolina has these things called global direct exchange agreements with all these other business schools from Italy and the Netherlands and France and Spain and like just all over the place, right? So our business school has a contractual agreement with this other business school that pretty much says, hey, we'll send you students if you send your students to us, and just back and forth. So the way it worked out was I applied to study abroad, really, or to be admitted into 4 schools. You got to choose 4 schools from this list of however many schools that we have agreements with. And you had to write, a couple essays per school on why you thought it was the best fit for you, all this other stuff, what you thought you were going to get out of studying abroad in that particular location, all this stuff. And it ended up that Rotterdam in the Netherlands, where I went, was my number 1 choice. And how they did it was just in ascending or descending, I guess, ascending order of preference. So Rotterdam was my number 1 school. If I didn't get into Rotterdam, then I would have gotten into my number 2. If I didn't get into my number 2, then I would have gone to 3, so on and so forth. So I actually ended up applying. My number 1 school was the Rotterdam School of Management at Erasmus University in the Netherlands, where I ended up going and absolutely had the time of my life. I would not take it back for a single earthly possession ever. I would not change a thing about Rotterdam. If you get the chance to go to the Netherlands, I would highly suggest it. But I digress. So my second choice was Euromed, which is a business school in the south of France, in Marseille. And then my third choice was the American University of Sharjah, which is in the United Arab Emirates. And then I think my fourth choice was Copenhagen Business School in Denmark, But because I just ended up getting into Rotterdam and it was my number one choice, it was like, all right, we're good to go. So the way it worked, because I had gotten into RSM and because they have a direct agreement with the University of South Carolina, the Moore School of Business, I was able to pay in-state tuition, which is what I would normally pay, plus I got to apply whatever scholarship money I usually applied to my tuition here at SC. I got to apply that same scholarship abroad. So pretty much what I paid was in-state tuition minus another, 5, 6K or something like that to the University of South Carolina. And then they, I guess, sent it over in probably some shady back alley deal with a dude with a suitcase handcuffed to his fucking wrist or something. And they sent that to the Netherlands. So basically I paid in-state tuition to not study in-state, if that makes sense. That was how I did it. That was the whole protocol, or the way the program was set up through the University of South Carolina. Additionally, I did do like a Maymester, like a month and a half, 2 months in Sydney in Australia. And the way that one worked was we didn't have any agreements with any schools in Australia at the time. And what I did was there were just these dudes. One was from New Zealand and the other was from Australia. And they would just travel around to all these schools in the East Coast, like especially in the SEC. And they would just show up at business schools and use their accents to seduce women and me into going to Australia or studying abroad through their particular program, which happened to be like a third-party program. So it was like I paid money to them. And yeah, okay, it wasn't like I did get like 6 credits out of it or something like that. But I also got to go to Australia, and they took care of everything from hostel rooms to dinners and like tipping, even like all that stuff, transportation to and from the airport, like all that stuff, it was taken care of. So I'd say if you're really dead set on studying abroad, which I'd highly recommend you do, I highly recommend that everybody does it. Actually, it's the most beneficial thing that I ever could have done for myself. If you want to do it and you're, say, a sophomore or a junior in college right now, what you need to do is go talk to your academic advisor at your university and find out if you have any agreements with other universities or institutions abroad, because then it eliminates a lot of the loopholes that you have to jump through as far as getting your deposit down and booking your flight and like doing all this stuff. If you can do that, then you're well on your way to just streamlining the entire process. If you can't, then go ahead and look into, I think the name of the program was what, EPI, English Programs for Internationals, was like one of the programs that just came up when I was talking about this to one of my friends. If you also just look for those little flyers, they might be on bulletin boards in like your business school or in your student union or something like that. Anything that says like, want to study abroad and insert country, take one of those little numbers and call them, set it up. I mean, that's what they're there for. Odds are that most of the time they're just other schools that are trying to provide some additional source of income by putting on these study abroad programs. So they're going to offer a good value. They're not going to try and screw you in any way, shape, or form. So that would be my recommendation. Just honest to God, even if it came down to it, Google study abroad in Europe, study abroad in Asia, study abroad in South America. I guarantee you'll come up with something. And then just talk to your academic advisor, talk about ways that you might be able to arrange paying whatever tuition you pay at your current university. Find out if there's a way that you can pay it to your university abroad, or if there's any scholarships or anything like that. It just comes down to, if you search for it and you are actively looking for it, you'll find it. So that's my best advice on that. As far as where to go and what to do, what I told Dylan was, let me find it real quick. So I told him I'd recommend going abroad your spring semester of your junior year, which is, when I did it. And that's when a lot of people traditionally, at least in the American university system, that's the time when most people choose to study abroad. So try and do it your spring semester of your junior year. Or worst case, just try and do a Maymester, like try and do a summer abroad or something like that. I know a lot of people who have done that too and had, good experiences, really great experiences. at the same time, there's just something about, like, I lived in the Netherlands for, 7 months, and I was a student there. It wasn't like I was just a tourist, like, stopping by and taking some bullshit communications class or something like that. Like, I was taking hardcore classes alongside Dutch students while living in a Dutch city, like, without going in knowing three people, my three roommates that I lived with. So I told him, just see if you can go abroad for an entire semester. That would be my best recommendation. As far as where you should go, really wherever sounds interesting to you. I love the Netherlands. I cannot wait to go back to that country. And that was just because it appealed to me. It was interesting to me. The subject matter that I was studying was interesting to me. Everything about that side of Europe and the Nordic countries and Scandinavia and, Spain and Germany and even Morocco and everything. It was all interesting to me. So that's why I picked it. If you're interested in fucking British history, then go and study in the UK. If you're interested in the French Revolution or the era of Napoleon or some shit, then go study in Paris or something like that. I mean, Paris is pretty fucking expensive, but you know what I'm saying. If it sounds interesting to you, then that's where you should go. Because you're already interested in a place, that means that once you show up, you're going to get so much more out of it because you already were interested in the shit. And then when you start being immersed in the shit, you're like, oh my God, like, it feels like I'm home. It feels like I'm in a dream, whatever. So wherever's interesting for you. As far as different majors and different concentrations, I know a lot of finance people who ended up going to Marseille. My second major is logistics and supply chain management. So that's why I arguably ended up going to Rotterdam, because it's, a shipping and logistics hub for Western Europe. As far as like management or marketing or anything like that, I'd say you're pretty much safe anywhere you go. Pretty much every university, whether it's here or in Europe, is going to offer a marketing or management class or, a degree in those fields. As far as finance or like econ goes, though, I know a lot of people that went to Marseille in France. I know a lot of people that went to Paris, and I know a lot of people, especially accounting people, that ended up going to the University of Mannheim in Germany. So, I mean, definitely look into those schools. The University of St. Gallen in Switzerland was also up there. One of my brothers in my business fraternity, actually, he's abroad right now in Helsinki, I think, in Finland. And I'm not sure if he's a marketing or a management or, whatever the hell he is. But thus far, from what I've seen, he seems like he's loving it. So don't be afraid to check out some of those colder climate areas. Go learn to fucking ice fish or something. Let's see. Obviously, I personally love the Netherlands. That was like my first choice. That's where I recommend, if you have the opportunity, go to the Netherlands. Like, it's fantastic. But if you had to choose to go someplace else, in order of preference, my choices would be Prague in the Czech Republic, which was a beautiful city. I absolutely loved every second that I was in Prague. Budapest in Hungary. Pretty much anywhere in Germany is a safe bet. Like, Germany's really fun and it's huge. So you can't really go wrong with Germany. I really loved Italy. I know a lot of people that went to Milan, to Bocconi, and they loved it there. And then probably the UK. But yeah, so that was about it just as far as study abroad goes. As far as like what to do, I mean, obviously you can't miss King's Day in Amsterdam, Koningsdag. It's incredible. It's literally the happiest riot you've ever been a part of. It was like people just pouring out into the streets, just like seas of incredibly effed up people. And like, it was awesome. It was so fun. Then you have like Carnival in Cologne. You can go to a soccer match in Spain or something like that. Like, one of my roommates was in Madrid for the Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, like that matchup or whatever. And he said Madrid was just nuts. So definitely, I mean, look into those two. But definitely don't try and, whatever I'm telling you right now, yeah, okay, you can go do King's Day or you can go do Carnival. You can go do whatever the hell you want. just because I had fun doing it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have just as good of a time doing it. It might not appeal to you, and that's fine. I mean, you might be better off like going to Norway to see the Northern Lights or something like that, which I would also recommend. But besides the point, it really just comes down to the fact that when you're abroad, you will never be more independent and or autonomous than you are when you're abroad. So take advantage of it. Go do some crazy shit. Go do some shit that nobody has ever done before. Like, think about what I've done, and then don't let that rule you out. Like, still go to King's Day, still go to Carnival, but like at the same time, be willing to go do just crazy shit that you've never read about or you've never heard about, because that's when you'll find out and you'll really discover like the essence of being abroad. So that's pretty much my my advice as far as study abroad is concerned. Mm-hmm. All right, on to the next point. Oh, Paris. So me and my buddy Mick, the Marine, who he was home on leave for like all of winter break, and what we ended up doing is last New Year's Eve we pretty much just like he and I hung out, cracked open a bottle of wine, and watched the Lewis and Clark documentary like on New Year's Eve. And it was the best goddamn New Year's Eve ever. Like, it was fantastic. So we pretty much decided to do the same exact thing this year. And we were like, hey, like, you want to, I don't know, write down some crazy predictions for 2015? Like, let's just get wasted and write down some predictions. So I was like, all right, sounds good. Went to the liquor store, bought a bottle of Jack, promptly drank all of it. I drank a handle of Jack Daniels at Mick's place. And then we wrote down all these crazy predictions for 2015 before I ended up throwing up everywhere. But one of our main predictions was that Western Europe was going to see a terrorist attack. And keep in mind, like, this is New Year's Eve. And then go figure, like, a week and a half later, this shit with Charlie Hebdo and Paris happens, where these three, or, I think three, maybe four, Muslim radical clerics or radical ISIS adherents just go into a satirical magazine office in Paris and slaughter the people who are making these cartoons that were deemed offensive to the prophet, all this stuff. So it was just like, me and Mick were literally sitting there, and he texted me. He had just gotten back to Okinawa, and he texted me, and he was like, you can't say that we didn't just call that. And it was weird. It was this like spacey Twilight Zone shit. I don't know, but I do appreciate the fact that seeing these solidarity marches in Paris and seeing all these people come together, these Merkel and the president of Mali and Francois Hollande and really all these other world leaders come together, and they link arms, and whether it was for a photo op or an actual show of solidarity is besides the point. I'm just happy that even something so terrible, this tragedy in Paris, could garner such support and such an outpouring of people willing to help and people willing to demonstrate and march and voice their opinion and all that stuff. I just hope to God that it isn't like exploited for money. Like, I hope that 4 or 5 months from now we're not still hearing about Charlie Hebdo, because honest to God, shit like that happens every single day in the Middle East. Militants can go blow up a volleyball game where like 120 people are killed, and like, yes, the 12 people that died in Paris, like, that's horrible, that's awful. But when you compare it to like the hundreds, arguably, of people that die every week in sub-Saharan Africa or in the Middle East or in all these other places, then it kind of pales in comparison. I just feel like it's been amplified more, not necessarily more than it should be, but it's just been amplified more because it was an event, a terrorist attack that took place in a very cosmopolitan commercial city like Paris. So that's just my views on Charlie Hebdo. And that was my New Year's Eve. I got wasted with Mick and we wrote down crazy predictions. So we'll have to see if any of them come true. Let's see. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, if anybody is not turned on yet to Bill Burr, the stand-up comedian, go look up on YouTube, look up his Monday morning podcast. Honest to God, I love Bill Burr, and I don't care, that sounds fucking gay, but like, he, honest to God, is just one of those guys that you can plug in and listen to his podcast, and it's just like a reminder that, I don't know, it's almost reassuring to know that somebody else is like pointing out the bullshit, or that somebody else understands the bullshit of the world, and he's cynical and he's cutting and he's hilarious to boot. So go check out his podcast, just Bill Burr Monday Morning Podcast, and then be sure to check out his special. What's it called? I'm Sorry You Feel That Way. Really one of the best stand-up comedy specials I've seen ever. Probably the best one I've seen since Chewed Up by Louis C.K. So be sure to go check that out. I like Bill Burr a little bit better than I do Louis C.K., but I think that's because Bill Burr uses kind of a similar lexicon, or a similar way of talking about things, that like he would analyze a world event or something happening in the news the same way that like my friends would analyze it. So I don't know, maybe it's just easier to listen to him, but be sure to go check him out. Oh, and I almost forgot, viewer questions. So I went through some of my older videos and just picked out some questions that I saw in some of the comment sections, and figured I would answer them. So I've done my research. Hope you all are ready. First question: does mouth cancer spread faster than normal cancer? Valid question. I think it was Brian Eckstein. I think that was who asked the question. It does not. I mean, granted, it's all relative to the type of person that is carrying cancer, or the type of person that's carrying the disease. The fastest spreading forms of cancer, in terms of like, it's been noted that these specific types of cancers move more aggressively than others. Pancreatic would be number one, just because it's so hard to detect. Then skin cancer, liver cancer, and I think esophageal cancer was up there too. But mouth cancer in and of itself does not spread any faster or any slower, really, than any other normal, quote unquote, normal form of cancer. As far as what you can do to prevent esophageal cancer, if you have acid reflux, or you have a diet that's particularly high in acidic foods, cut that shit out. Start drinking aloe vera, or start drinking some antibiotic, antimicrobial wheatgrass bullshit, because acid erodes the lining of your esophagus and could potentially make you more susceptible to stuff like esophageal cancer. As far as liver cancer, I mean, don't drink a shit ton. So I might have liver cancer right now. I don't know. Let's knock on wood. And let's see, other forms of cancer. What else did I want to? Oh, skin cancer. Wear sunscreen. Though apparently, I've really been on edge, because I've heard that apparently sunscreen is like the worst thing that you could put on your skin. And I'd heard an old adage, I guess a little while ago, where like if you wouldn't eat it, don't put it on your skin. So if you're putting like sunscreen, like slathering yourself up, and yeah, okay, you might be protected from the sun for a little while, but you've also just put like chemical benzoxaprine on your skin, and now it's being piped directly into your fucking bloodstream. You don't want that shit. So just eat a balanced diet, work out, try to be as healthy as you can. I mean, all of us die someday, so how or when doesn't really fucking matter, at least in my opinion. One of my other, okay, next question. This was actually one of my favorite questions that I've seen. Do you ever get tired of seeing "Let's Go Cocks" everywhere? In some cases, to be honest, I don't. But then in other times I do. It's like the Florida State, like the tomahawk chocolate, like there's only so many times that I could say like "Let's go Cocks" until I'm fucking done with it. I can't. Now that I'm about to be out of school in one more semester, I honest to God, I can't do it anymore. I'll always support the Gamecocks in one way, shape, or form, but I'm not going to be that dude that's like 45 and still out tailgating, getting fucked up with college kids. So, yes, I do get tired of it sometimes. I just feel really bad for our cheerleader, the one cheerleader that we have that has to sit there and hold that sign that just says "Cox" on it. And she's like, "Yeah, Cox," like whatever. Oh my God, her parents must be beaming with pride. And last question, how to fix receding gums. Is there any way you can fix receding gums? This was actually a question that I asked my dentist a while back. One big thing is don't brush too hard. If you have a super hard bristle toothbrush and you're like fucking going at it on your teeth, that's gonna make your gums deteriorate even faster. So what you need to do is just go out, buy the softest bristle toothbrush that you can find, and then just do the dentist thing, just brush in slow circles. Flossing also helps a lot. Antibacterial mouthwash, Listerine like that does help a lot too. Really, the reason that your gums recede is because there's a buildup of plaque or tartar or bacteria. And keep in mind, I'm not a fucking dentist. This is just like coming off of Google search, right? So all you have to do is just make sure that you're not having bacteria and tartar and plaque build up to unreal levels in your mouth, and your gums will stop receding. So how do you eliminate tartar and plaque? Brush pretty well, use an antibacterial mouthwash, and floss. Flossing is probably one of the biggest things you can do as far as just keeping your gums healthy. One of the old wives' tales that I heard as far as if you can't do Listerine for whatever reason, I personally sort of enjoy the burn. But if you can't do Listerine, then look for aloe vera juice. Aloe vera is fantastic as far as antibacterial, antibiotic properties, anti-inflammatory, like just mouth rinse with that shit and then drink some of it. I mean, it's delicious, I think. But give that a shot. And if that doesn't work, like if your gums are bleeding constantly, then it might be time to go talk to your dentist. The worst thing that happens is you get a tissue graft or a skin graft, something like that in your mouth that pretty much replaces the tissue that has eroded away and exposed the roots of your teeth. So, hope I answered that question. Hope I answered all those questions. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been another episode of Straight Shooting with hrfalcons22. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll be coming back, I'm sure, probably sometime soon. I don't know. It's definitely not going to be another like 3 months or some shit. But I definitely want to come back, do another video, hopefully answer some more questions. If you guys have questions, feel free to DM me on Twitter. My username is at DrewbySnacks, DrewBysnackz. I think I just chose Z because it was like more incisive and cool or something like that. But feel free to DM me any questions you might have. And thanks again for watching. Take it easy.